you have with Chief Minister especially. That would be. We'll start our press conference with a video that we have specially made for you guys. There are two videos. There's one who will actually explain, and then there is a file.
Imran Khan called for a peaceful protest.
And then after this, there's a file which we'll also share with you. In that file, we have a number of injured people, their MLCs, their CNICs, their addresses, their pictures. These are the people who were injured on the. So please start with the. If you allow, we'll start with it. As we have mentioned in the petition, but we are still collecting data on people from Punjab and Balochistan who basically did not stay. Thank you very much, guys. I'll give you a little overview and then we can open the house for the questions. Please. Total missing that we have mentioned in the petition is 139 people. And but the list is not final, it is still evolving. We keep, and after we shared this data, who were missing, few from the jails and few police. And that was also one of the objective to share this list code, because we want, we don't want you to stay missing, to appear. So, and hopefully people are missing to be dead. Their houses, nobody knows out there. So we hope and expect that they are all able to be appearing. No matter how they do, it's good. We'll just a few things. Why this call for the protest was given in the first place. Our leader, Mr. Imran Khan, who is unlawfully detained in a jail, had given a call of protest. Political prisoners were unlawfully, illegally detained in frivolous cases around Pakistan, and the number was in thousands. Our women, our main leaders who are in, like Governor Sir Faraz, Chima, our lady, of whose protection orders has just been a year and a half. Mia Mahmood Rashid, the former senior minister, and thousands in Pakistan. So the foremost objective was the release of all those prisoners. Second was the stolen mandate. Believe that our mandate was stolen on the 8th of February, and the people who have formed this government were installed are the production of 40. And the third was the reversal of the 26th Amendment. So basically, these are things which we must do. And marching Islamabad and protesting is a right which is given to every Pakistani in our constitution. Peaceful protest is our right. Peaceful protest is a right of every Pakistani and is given to us by the constitution. Freedom of speech, freedom of movement, rights that we have. We must be ready to hold a sit-in in Islamabad. And this is a brief background, which basically calls over the last few months, because it was one of the last mobilized call was given. Attacks on democracy, there were kangaroo trials, false cases, victimization, politics by the transfer of power, just the way it was. Majority was converted to minority by stealing that mandate. What happened on the day of election? What happened? You see press conferences, forced defections of reserved seats, deprivation of the representation of full court. Commission keep tribunals. What has happened? The candidates can serve is Fadil Bazai, the guy who basically submitted his affidavit of Sunni Council, but he retained an affidavit of their own choice for female. And you can see what is there. Do we know by the 6th Amendment, we hold this opinion that executive this meant. So these are few of the things which basically, and giving a call for 24th March towards Islamabad. The history of as far as peaceful protest is too long. We have been peaceful protest last 27 years. Peaceful protest rule. The sacrifice of judiciary. Peaceful sit-ins in Waziristan post, you guys would remember most of 26 days sitting in Islamabad against the rigging of constitution. Historic legal battle over election for 2013-18 elections, national activities on all the forums available to us, but we have been peacefully protesting that. Thousands of police. At the end of the day, we are a political party. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf believes in the peaceful protest. We are not militants. The government is trying really hard to portray one of the biggest, actually the biggest party of Pakistan. They are trying to portray us as militants, but I'm sorry, Pakistan Tehreek Tehreek-e-Insaf is the biggest political party. They are not militants. They are the promoters of the peace. They always peacefully protest. One of the historical, there was assassination attempt on Imran Khan in Wazirabad on November 3rd. Again, after this assassination attempt, there was no violence. We protested peacefully. And it's on record. A massive gathering on Murray Road on November 26th, peacefully dispersed after the assassination attempt. Nobody tried any mischief. Again, it was our right to protest peacefully. The largest armed attack on the country's history on the residence of the political leader at Zaman Park. For 30 hours on March 14th, remained peaceful despite cruelty and bloodshed. Appearance in court in Islamabad March 18, Imran Khan survived the trap of death with thousands of workers, prevented chaos, did not call for any violent protest. Again, we dealt with this attempt peacefully. Workers were provoked, but still the leader gave only one call, and that was a peaceful protest. Objection on 9th May High Court attack, nationwide peaceful protest, led to the false flag operation. And we are still demanding a high-powered judicial commission to probe that. We have still been asking about the CCTV footages, not the footages that have been released in small portions of few minutes. We actually have been demanding a CCTV footage of the whole day, of all the main places that have been mentioned in that false flag operation and have been basically being mentioned again and again. Demanded a judicial investigation, but again, still not heard. Everything has been done. CCTV footages disappeared. The judgment of Justice Amir Farooq is in front of the nation. The Supreme Court decided and basically declared the arrest illegal, ordered the release, but till date, the real culprits have not been arrested. Afterwards, forced the voters' abduction of the statements and Istakam party, the party which was basically made out of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, again forced press conferences, defections, hundreds of fake cases, arrest of thousands of workers. Who else could have been alleged PTI for tarnishing the peace of the country except the unscrupulous, malicious, and corrupt official mafia imposed upon the country through that stolen election? All these political miscreants together cannot claim the sacrifices the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf has made for the country, its democracy, its constitution, and its judicial system. Just after the false flag operation on May 9th, we, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, claim that we are the guardians of this country's democracy and its constitution and laws and traditions and public sovereignty. The attitude of the government nationwide after the protest was threats, bullying, oppression, closures, obstacles, fake cases, attacks on the federation, police, ranges, in Punjab, CTD, special branch, law enforcement agencies, or God knows who, where and what, but anybody that they could use, they did. This is what happened. Invasion of the misleading and hateful propaganda. A lot of fake news every day. We have been responding to so many fake news in the last few days that you can't imagine. Every day is like a sort of a factory of fake news that they'll just come, and it is very sad that without confirmation of the facts, there have been leading channels in Pakistan who have been running it. Then you again say, you give a rebuttal, and then they are fine with it. They'll also run that, but they will not bother to actually see if these are factual. Planning of the bloodbath. See, the account of the massacre, I'll just keep it brief because I would like that you guys would have many queries. I will just keep it brief. This is the darkest chapter in the history of Pakistan, when unarmed civilians and citizens were fired upon by their own police, and they were killed without any fear of accountability and any sense of humanity. The way they were killed, the way the bullets were fired, the way that guy who was on the container praying, he was kicked off the container. There was no humanity. I don't know what went to these guys. Snipers were deployed. Who uses snipers on their own people? Who uses urban snipers on their own people? And why use urban snipers? getting to the D chalk was our constitutional right. There was this PTI specific law which was passed a few months ago. If our youngsters, because Pakistan is young, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf's main following and the majority of people who was marching towards D chalk was young. And if they were violating any law, which we don't think so, because we don't think that that draconian law should be should have been in place, our right of protest, our right of freedom, our right of speech, this is given in the Constitution, and courts have to defend that right. Who will give us safety? Who will secure that right for us? So if those were youngsters were there violating any law, they should have filed the cases. And when they would have filed the cases, courts would have decided. But in which law? Just protesting and reaching D chalk, who gives them authority? Which constitution, which law gives them authority to fire on their own youngsters? Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf has always upheld the supremacy of the constitution, has always upheld the supremacy of the rule of law. And we maintain that it was a peaceful protest fired upon by the snipers and all the guns that they used. Hundreds were injured and deprived of the medical treatment. They were rushed to the hospitals. Hospitals basically refused them treatments, pushed them out. Hospitals were cordoned. People, because of the fear of their arrest, most of the people did not go to those official hospitals, namely PIMS and the polyclinics. People rushed to the private hospitals. Most of the people, youngsters, with the fear of arrest, they left the city injured. So we are still collecting that data from different districts in Punjab. We are still in the process of collecting data in KP and in Balochistan. In Balochistan, you would have heard that there was this dua being performed in a mosque of one of the martyrs, and the police raided that mosque and then filed FIRs on one of the family members. Here there's this one martyr in Pindi Kotli, Satya, he's resident of Pindi, but Anish Sati. His family has been harassed. Their house in Kotli Satya was basically partly destroyed. There are people, masked men, deputed in their houses. If anyone goes to condole, you can see people in the mask roaming around and, writing their reports. Who knows, special branch, CTD Punjab, or security branch. The bodies were concealed. An attempt was made to convert deaths into accidental deaths. The case of Sheikh, 3 days they did not hand over the body. And they were, finally when they did, it was from a Pindi hospital saying it was an accident. It was not an accident, it was a bullet wound. There is a video on the spot when he was shot and the people were taking him to the hospital. But still they pushed. Actually, all those who came to the hospitals to claim the dead bodies were told that they will not be given the certificates unless the cause of death will be of their own choice. Postmortem were refused. There was one postmortem who was performed in one of the hospitals. That's because a lot of people from the family of the martyr gathered there. They pushed the doctors and the police. They had to open the mortuary, unlock the doors, took their bodies out, forced the doctors to do it. Then police was there, then forced the doctors. Still, even after the performing of the postmortem, they did not give them the official postmortem reports. Rather, they wrote the report on a white paper. So the family of Anish Sati has gone to the court to get the official report of the postmortem. So one postmortem performed and still no official report was given. I mean, where in the world this kind of inhumane thing is done by the doctors? These doctors work for the same government who basically fired those bullets on these kids. These police officers, why we have not been able to lodge these FIRs? Because these are the same people who fired bullets on us. And in an Anisati case, they have gone to the court with the petition of 22A for the filing of the FIRs. All those martyrs and their families, they are being harassed. Their families are being harassed. They are being told that there will be cases on them. They have been told that their life will be hell if they go to the court, if they go to the police, if they try to file the FIRs. This is what is happening in the Qaid's Pakistan with this installed government. Hospital records were altered, discarded, false information was entered, pressure was set to the hospital management. One of our IDF doctors and 2 male nurses were arrested when they were trying to get more information to the hospitals. We got them released after 3 or 4 days. Then you have this on record. There were senior journalists who were trying to gather more information from the hospitals. They were arrested, and frivolous false cases were registered against them just to ensure that they don't speak and they don't ask for more information. Citizen property was looted, cash, valuables, mobiles were looted. Where in the world police force or the rangers start damaging the property? Which law gives this authority? I don't see any law in Pakistan where the police or the rangers are allowed to actually thrash and damage and destroy the property which was left by the protesters when they were forced. See, when these protesters reached Islamabad, they were ready for the tear gas shelling. They knew they are going to Islamabad. It has been happening for the last 3-4 months. The number of mobilization, they had been facing these tear gas shellings, stun grenades, rubber bullets. So all those youngsters were ready to face all that. But what they were not ready was for the live ammunition, for the live bullets. They did not, we did not expect that this government will order shooting at their own people, firing live ammunition at their own people, the youngsters. And then there's an impression, and this is very important. And I think it is important to mention here that they say that because they crossed D Chalk and they were trying to enter Red Zone, that's how and when the fighting started. No. The first protester who was injured with a bullet wound was on 24th on CPAC Road, when there was obstacle and stoppage at Dawood Khel and Mia Khel was removed. Those convoys which were coming from the south of KP, between Asr and Maghrib prayer, the first protester was fired upon and shot in the belly. He was taken to the hospital. And then people were shot. If you take all the videos, many people who were shot and killed were before Red Zone. So this narrative, well, the government says not even a single bullet was fired, and they were trying to build this narrative with their own aligned people in the media and in some talk shows and some press conferences. But thanks to the Deputy Prime Minister, who has come from firing no bullets to the aerial firing. And hopefully that aerial firing will prove over the time in the courts of law that aerial firing was not just aerial firing, that firing was aimed at the innocent protesters. Then there was another senator, Afnanullah, who said on the floor of the House that he felt sorry the way the bullets were fired upon the protesters, though he was blaming us for getting to that situation, but at least he accepted that there was bullets fired on our people. This is how this narrative that they were trying to build, and no bulletists, and they have been pushing it every day in all the presses and all the talk shows. Where are those martyrs? Who was killed? Where is the CNIC? Everything has been presented before Pakistani media. Even every day. In all talk shows, we have done 2 presses. Life has become so difficult for our people that even on the floor of the House right now, out of the 94 members of the National Assembly, you would only see 15 or 20. Most of them are facing these frivolous cases all around Pakistan. I was assigned to stay back in Peshawar to coordinate with the media and the managed information and all that. I have got more than 18 plus cases or 26 registered against me. Even that the Rangers accident case has been registered against many of us.